Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Kane. Today I'm sharing a 8.5 by 11 layout that I am going to put an 8 by 10 photo on. And it's just a cute photo of my son that I took while we were in Vegas. I did take it at night, so it is a darker photo, but I also had it printed in black and white. And that was so that I could use this bright, fun, colorful sunburst collection from 49 and Market. And I have the ultimate page kit, which I've never bought before. I found these ones online at an office store, and they were actually $15 for the entire package. I don't believe that's the price of them anymore. I don't think the price was correct, and they corrected it after the fact. But I did pick up two of them, and if I would have known what they were, I probably would have picked up all of them because I really do like them. And they come with a ton of embellishments. And you can create the pages the way that it shows. It's kind of like a page kit with pre made pages, but they're not put together yet. So you get to put them together and it shows you exactly how to put them together. And you can use all the embellishments or you can use the embellishments however you want. And that's probably how I will do it because I'll need to adjust them to 8.5 by 11 layouts. But I definitely will be able to use all of the papers either way, whether I do them the way that they say to do them or I do them on my own. But they come with laser cuts. The first sheet I showed was chipboard. And then there's what, three different laser cut sheets, and they come with large titles like that splash that's in the black, which I love. And I think those will go perfectly with our Great Wolf Lodge photos where he's swimming. So, and also some of our Waterworld pictures, which I will probably be doing here very soon. And here is one of the papers that's already kind of done for you. It has a title on it. It has none of the embellishments, though. See here, it shows you which embellishments you're supposed to add to it, which I think is really cool. But at the same time, I would probably like to do it more of my own and add my own style to it. But I definitely like the jumping off part and being able to then go your own way. So these are pretty cool, and I love the colors of this collection. I did already have some of the other papers that were just single sheets from this collection. And those are some of the ones I'm actually going to use today. But I am going to bring in a few of the laser cuts that were in this package here. So here is one sheet that shows you all four of them. And then the opposite side is just the cover sheet. So you can use those little four, what are they, 6x6 papers as little mini layouts, or you know, create other layouts on top of a larger layout with them. I think there's a lot of options for that paper there. So here's the one that I'm going to use as my main background, kind of, sort of. Most of it gets covered up, obviously, because it's 8 by 10 photo, but I am going to trim it down and I will definitely gut the paper so that I still have that paper to use. This other one that's black and white flowers, I decide not to use that one and I go with the newspaper print. And then I will also bring in one other green one that is from the color pack that goes with these sunburst papers. Kind of look like this one here. These are the 6x8s. I end up not using any of the 6x8s. I bring in the, like, I guess they're almost like cardstock papers from 49 and Market. They're tone on tone solids that go with the collections. And that's what I end up bringing in to use as a photo mat around the photo. So here I'm showing you the other laser cuts that I have from this collection also. I was pointing out the large palm tree, which is the reason we took the photo where we took the photo at, because he was fascinated with the palm trees. This is the first time he had seen palm trees, or that he remembers seeing palm trees. He did see palm trees while we were in Texas, but I guess he doesn't remember them because he was so fascinated with palm trees when we got into Las Vegas, Nevada. And I just thought it was so funny. So we did take a few photos like this with the palm trees. And I do have a color version that goes on a different layout, but this one here is going to get its own layout. And I'm just going to kind of decorate the photo with the cute embellishments and kind of play up, not necessarily the birthday theme. This photo was taken on his 13th birthday, but I just want it to kind of play up with the embellishments and the palm tree since I don't get to do very many tropical layouts. All right, my microphone died, so if this sounds a little bit different, that's why. Anyways, I'm going to play with Distress Oxide and I'm going to decorate the background paper, which is the newsprint paper. And it already had a little bit of the blue and pink and green in the background, but I'm going to add more since most of it I either cut off when I was trimming it down to 8.5 by 11 or just the fact that I want more. There wasn't a whole lot. So I kind of used a stamp to add little splatter marks, and I also used water and wet it down and then added the stamping. So it looks like it's really a light version. It makes it more look like watercolor versus the stamp. Now I'm taking a stitching stamp and I'm going to stitch all the way around where the photo and the paper meet up. So I don't want it exactly on the photo, but I do want it on the green frame where it meets up with the newspaper print. And I kind of skipped through most of it just because I was very slow at doing it, but I did show you how I did the corners by putting a piece of paper there so that you don't stamp more than you want. So it does a corner almost very crisp if you do it that way because it goes on the paper instead of going where you don't want it to be on the layout. Hopefully that made sense. Anyways, I'm gonna get started on embellishing the layout, which is always the fun part. So here's those cardstock papers that I was talking about with the blue, the green, and the purple. And these black and white strips are laser cuts. They came from the Ultimate Kit, and I pulled those 3 out so that I could put them on top of the 3 colors. I thought that was kind of a cool addition to the black and white photo. And then to have these 3 colored strips going across the bottom part of the layout. The bottom cluster is going to be bigger than the one that's going to go at the top on the left hand side, kind of over by his head. I didn't want to take too much away from the photo or distract away from his face because I love this photo because he has the most beautiful smile. And he doesn't always think he does, but I think he does. And I know a lot of you guys do too because a lot of people comment on his smile. And the 4 fingers, I have no idea what that means. I don't believe it means anything. He was just holding his hand up, and so we got a picture of 4 fingers up in the air. But it's okay. I'm just gonna embrace it. But anyways, here I'm still adding those strips. I did add a pink tag. Most of it's gonna get covered up, but I did want to go ahead and add that, give a little place for the embellishments to land. And then this blue one, I'm going to cross over the pink and the green and the tag. So it's going to go from a diagonal across. And all of them are pretty much at a diagonal. Anyways, I did have to cut that one so that it would reach end to end. It wasn't going to fit, but it's okay because it's going to get covered up anyways. So you won't know that I cut it. It'll be underneath. The little palm tree I'm going to put right here. And I am going to cut part of it off since it's going to overlap the edge there. So I'll just trim that off real quick. And it's cute. It looks nice. And I think it complements the other palm tree that you can see in the photo. And like I said, I was just playing up his fascination with the palm trees. So that's the reason for this layout. And there's not going to be any journaling on this layout. I will journal on the other layout that has the same photo and explain that, he was fascinated with the palm trees in Las Vegas and it was something cool to see. So here I added a little green tag that says paradise, and then that little white square, it says life with you is a grand adventure, which I thought was kind of cute and kind of fitting, and it kind of plays in with the birthday theme. since, like I said, this photo was taken on his 13th birthday, but I'm not really playing up the birthday theme. He really didn't want like a whole birthday for his like birthday party or anything for his 13th birthday. He just wanted to go somewhere. He really wanted to go to New York, but like I've said in previous videos, it was a weekend trip. It was a 4-day trip, so we really didn't have time to go to New York. So instead, we went to Las Vegas and played around in Las Vegas, and he did have fun. But he still wants to go to New York. So here I have the pink and white stripe, and I'm putting fun times on top of it. And then I put a little black and white tag that says, or tab that says awesome. And then I put a white, like, what is it, a tag at the top. Most of it gets covered up. I should have cut part of it off and made it go down a little bit further, but it's okay. It's already done, so it's okay. I put another little black tag that says, love this place, and then a little piece of the blue ticket up there at the top. And then a green and yellow butterfly, which I thought was kind of cute, and it adds a little pop of the yellow and green at the top, which there's yellow and green at the bottom. So here I'm adding flat back pearls. I'm going to add 9 at the bottom, and then I'm going to add 3 more at the top. And I just thought it looked better if there was a odd number, so I always do 3 of them, and I do them in 3 different sizes. And I only did 3 at the top and 9 at the bottom, since the cluster at the top is smaller than the cluster at the bottom. So that was my reasoning. I'm not sure what other people would have done, but that's what I did. That little blue string bow is actually a laser cut from 49 Market, and I'm going to put it on the pink tag. I will glue it down with wet glue if I haven't already, because it will not stay if you don't glue it down. It's not sticky at all. The laser cuts are not stickers. So here I'm done with the layout, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's layout. I definitely enjoyed creating this layout, probably another one of my favorite ones from the Vegas trip. And we definitely need to take another trip because I am really enjoying doing the vacation photos. Please like and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. Would love to have you come back. Tomorrow I have acrylic stash busting, and I will see you then. Bye.